Good morning from the base of Jackson Hole Mountain Resort. Today, we're going to be giving you guys a walking tour of Teton Village, showing you the best things to do, places to eat, and where you can stay. Brought to you by people who live here.
Teton Village is synonymous with the slopes of Jackson Hole Mountain Resort, which we're lucky enough to call our home mountain. So today we're teaming up with Helly Hansen to show you all of our favorite spots.
If you're new to the channel, we're Jay and Nina, an adventure travel couple, soon to be family, based out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
We're kicking off today's video here in the base area of Jackson Hole Mountain Resort. Behind me, we have the Fridger Gondola, as well as T-Knot chairlift, which accesses all the green terrain. And then we have the Four Seasons Hotel. The Four Seasons is one of the most luxurious places to stay in Teton Village and has some of the best ski and ski out access. But even if you're not staying at the hotel, they have some awesome dining options, from casual coffee shops, a little lounge in the lobby, fine dining sit-down restaurant, and the Handlebar, which is my personal favorite restaurant, not only in Teton Village, but in all of Jackson Hole. My recommendation is to get their Handle Burger, and if you're feeling a treat afterwards, finish it off with the cowboy cookie. And if we spin just around this way, behind me, we have Jackson Hole Sports, which has the main rental shop, and Jackson Hole Sports, which is one of the best spots to get Jackson Hole souvenirs or gear. Honestly, I'm always impressed by their selection of souvenirs, but my favorite has to be all the Avalanche dog merch. I like it so much, I bought one for myself, and I bought it for quite a few family members. Teton Village is kind of shaped like a little curved line. We started at one far end, and we're just going to walk the line to the other side of the village. As we walk along past Jackson Hole Sports, we're going to pass a few little cafes as we get to the other end. Right below JHS is Cafe 6311. They have some great seating in here if you're looking to just chill. They also have some grab and go bites and coffee and teas. And also right down here are some restrooms and lockers if you're looking for a spot to store your boots or store any goods while you're out on the slopes. And all part of that same big building in the base area, we have Mountain Sports School if you're doing lessons, and there's also some lift ticket pickup boxes. If you don't want to wait in a long line and you've ordered your tickets online, you can just pick them up there. And continuing down the path, we have another hotel. This is the Snake River Lodge. We've never personally stayed there, but we have heard great things about their spa from some of our friends. And then walking down this way, we're kind of getting to the entrance area of the resort, also known as the pickup drop-off area. And down here, we have a couple rental shops like Nomad and Mudroom. And we also have Cowboy Coffee, which is new to Teton Village, but is definitely a local favorite out in Jackson. And they have some great seating in there. So if you're looking to just chill or you want to get a cup of coffee, definitely recommend Cowboy Coffee. And right above Cowboy Coffee, we have the Alpenhof, which is famous for a lot of things, but one of their most known things is the fondue. And now kind of in the main pickup drop-off spot, you'll see a map of Teton Village. So basically everything we're telling you in this video, you can find on this map. And if you turn just over this way is the Jackson Hole sign. People love to take photos here as well. So now as we kind of make our way back into the village, the main attraction is the Arial Tram, which is what makes Jackson Hole Mountain Resort and Teton Village so famous. Right below the tram is the Ticket and Guest Service Center. If you need lost and found, you're buying lift tickets, season passes, this is your spot.
And with that being said, now that we're at the tram, I'm actually going to suit up to show you guys some of the different lifts that you can go to see some different dining and sightseeing options.
Meanwhile, since I'm 9 months pregnant, it's not my time to hit the slopes just yet this season. So I'm going to take you guys to get a snack and check out some of the shops.
About to go hit the tram. We're going to take a break from the tour just for a moment here to give a shout out and thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Helly Hansen. After being ski instructors for 5 years, we've become pretty picky when it comes to our ski gear. So we're going to give you guys a breakdown of our entire ski kits and how we stay warm and comfortable both on and off the mountain.
We recommend having 3 layers, the base, mid, and outer layer, so you can stay warm and protected all day long.
Today we're wearing Helly Hansen's Merino base layer. Merino does an awesome job moisture wicking and keeping yourself dry all day.
Next up, we have our mid layers, and if you're like me and you're always cold, these are so important. One of my favorite new additions to my ski kit are these Helly Hansen 3/4 length insulated pants. They keep me so much warmer on cold days, and because they're 3/4 length, they stay out of my ski boots and keep my feet nice and comfy.
And then I love this fleece mid layer, not only because it keeps you warm, but it also transitions perfectly to Apres skiing and makes a pretty cool outfit layer.
And finally, we have our outer layer, which is great for protecting us from wind and snow. Helly Hansen is having a super cool promo where you can get a free ski day at one of over 70 premier destinations across Europe or North America if you purchase a qualifying ski jacket or pants, just like these ones from their latest collection.
So if you're interested in leveling up your kit, make sure to shop now at hellyhansen.com or scan the QR code on screen. And now back to the tour. All right, so because the tram is so famous, typically there's a really long line, kind of like a theme park. It can be upwards of 30, 40, even 50 minutes just to catch a ride all the way up to the top. But a little secret for you guys is to wait till the end of the day and catch one of the last boxes. Typically, your wait time is going to be a lot shorter. So I'm actually just walking straight through and onto the next car. The boxes on the tram run about 100 people per box, and they'll go from the bottom to the top in about 10 minutes. When hopping onto the tram, people are typically going to fight to be on the front left of the car because that's going to give you the best views of Corbet's Couloir. It is January right now, so they do have their famous Kings and Queens of Corbets competition coming up. If you're coming to Jackson Hole, chances are you know about the world famous run, which if you want to learn how to ski, I do have a dedicated video showing you guys how to do that. No matter how warm it is at the base area, it was 32 when we hopped on the base of the tram. It is going to be freezing cold up here at the top of the tram. Conditions can definitely be compared to Antarctica. Fortunately today we do have a bluebird up here, so you can't even see views over of the Tetons on behind me. You'll notice there's some sightseers hopping back on the tram to go ride it on down. And it's not just for sightseers. Sometimes we'll have skiers come up here that realize that skiing Rendezvous Bowl or Corbets is much beyond their skill level. So make sure to ride the tram back down if you can't get yourself down safely. If you are going to ride the tram, make sure you are wearing plenty of layers and your gear is good enough to keep you warm. Fortunately today, Helly Hansen outfitted us, so I am nice and toasty. I'm going to have a very comfortable ride down the mountain. Just over here, you're going to notice Corbets Cabin. This is one of the 3 main spots where if you're going sightseeing, where you can grab a bite. My favorite waffle from here is the traditional. And once you get inside the cabin, you're gonna notice it's actually relatively limited seating and it can get pretty packed, especially on cold days. Something really important to remember if you are gonna ride up the tram to get some waffles is that they stop making them at 2:30. The tram isn't the only place to go sightseeing or to grab a bite. You can also ride Sweetwater Gondola and eat at Trappers in the middle of the day, or even eat at the top of Bridger Gondola at Peast for a fancier dinner. Up at the top of the tram, you're gonna notice beautiful views of Cody Mountain if it is clear. Otherwise, it's going to be relatively miserable conditions, howling wind, tons of snow, but hopefully really good powder. All right, just started skiing down from the top of the tram. If you guys are wanting to see a whole tour of the entire mountain, we do have a dedicated Jackson Hole Mountain Resort guide that you guys can go ahead and check out. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and just ski on down and meet up with Nina to finish off the Teton Village tour. All right, now that I got my tram lap in, I'm skiing right back in to the tram dock, which is where I'm hopefully gonna meet back up with Nina.
So right here below the tram, we have Tram Dock Restaurant. They are open for lunch and for Apres and have chicken tenders, burgers, all that traditional resort food. And then behind me, we have the tram tower, and Jay should be up there right now, just waiting to hop on. Standing down here is one of the best spots for photos because you can get the tram flying in the background. So as you can see, right down here, the tram literally flies right over you. And then as we continue walking, we have our next lodging spot, which is Caldera House. This is definitely luxury penthouses. So it is very rare that we meet someone that is staying here, but they also have some great eateries. They have the South Table Cafe, which has coffee and also pizza by the slice and breakfast burritos in the morning, as well as Shin Shin, which is sushi, and Corso, which is Italian food. Here is South Table. When I worked in the village, I would come here for a slice of pizza all the time. So we finally made it to what I would call part 2 of the village, which is a little further from the base area, but has a lot more shops, some more restaurants, and some more things to do. So I just went ahead and popped into Teton Village Sports, very similar to Jackson Hole Sports in terms of having a lot of clothing and gear, but they have a little bit more lifestyle items as well as luxury ski items. They also have their own rental shop in there that just has a different selection than the one at Jackson Hole Sports. So if you're looking to demo something specific, it's worth checking out both. And as we make our way to the far side of Teton Village, they have the ice rink over here, and they also usually have a kids snow castle play area. This year we're pretty low on snow, so they're a little late getting it up. You can see them building it behind me, but usually it is up and running by Christmas time. And at this far end of the village, we have the Mangy Moose, which is probably the most famous Apres spot in all of Jackson Hole. They have a bar. They also have the Moose Belly downstairs for more grab and go bites. They have a merch shop, and then a little hidden gem of the Mangy Moose is that right here on the side, they have a little sneaky coffee shop called Overview Coffee. Down on this end, we also have a few more lodging options. The cheapest place to stay in Teton Village is called the Hostel, and it is right here behind me. It is exactly what it sounds like. It is a ski and ski out hostel. And we also have 2 more luxury ski and ski out accommodations, Hotel Terra and Teton Mountain Lodge. Like most hotels in the village, they have great access to the slopes and are known for their restaurants and for their spa. Personally, I have visited the spa at the Four Seasons Hotel and at Teton Mountain Lodge, and I had a really great experience at both. As we keep following the pathway, we have some more boutique stores like Rodeo right here. Rodeo is a really high-end boutique that carries some of those famous designers if you want to check that out. out. Now, as I'm walking around down here, you may have started to realize there is no base lodge. And that feels like the major con of Teton Village and Jackson Hole Mountain Resort is there's not a designated place to go and chill and hang out if you're done skiing, but the rest of your group wants to keep going. That being said, after having skied and worked here for years, my best recommendation, if you want to chill while the rest of your group keeps skiing, I would either go to one of the hotel lobbies at Hotel Terra, Four Seasons, or Snake River Lodge, or I would cozy up in one of the coffee shops. And tucked away in the farthest corner of the village is Stio, which is a local gear brand. They also have a main storefront on Town Square, but there is a sneaky little one here in the village as well. So essentially, for a sense of place, we came from Tram Dock Restaurant over there, walked all the way down and around over here, ended up where I'm sitting right now, and we've essentially just made a loop around the ice rink right here. Behind me, we have Hotel Terra, and we have the Osteria restaurant, which is some yummy Italian food. Next up, we are going to head up into this corner by Teton Mountain Lodge. Now, since we're on the far end of the village, there are some easy to miss spots. One of them is the Gravity House Hotel. I know there are Gravity Houses around in a variety of ski towns, and there is one here in Jackson Hole. It's just very easy to miss since it's tucked so far back here. And now I'm making my way up towards Teton Mountain Lodge and their restaurant, The Spur, which is definitely a local favorite. All of the restaurants out here rotate their menus quite a bit, so it's hard for me to give recommendations because I don't know if my favorite items are going to be there at any given time. That being said, when The Spur has their poke tacos, they are so good. This part of the village can feel really quiet during the ski day, but as soon as the slopes start to close around 3 and 4 and people start to settle in for Apres, this area definitely picks up with some life. Now that we have completed the little loop of this far side of the village, I'm gonna head back over to Tram Dock and meet Jay as he's coming down from the tram. In perfect timing, we have another tram coming down.
Now that I'm done skiing, it's time to shed a layer for some Apres.
And after all that, I'm feeling in the mood for a little treat, so let's go grab a milkshake. The G store is exactly what it sounds like. It has a little bit of everything, so if you forgot something or need some Advil or something like that, they probably have it. But my favorite reason to go is for their milkshakes. The famous thing to get is the huckleberry milkshake, and that is Jay's favorite, but I am just too much of an Oreo fan to betray cookies and cream. Now that we've finished touring the main part of Teton Village, we're gonna go down to the parking area and to where we're parked in the ranch lot and show you a few more hidden gems.
And as we head on back down to the entrance of the resort, you're gonna notice, again, the pickup and drop-off area for different parking lots and buses, things like that. And the one thing we haven't talked about is parking. So right now we're actually gonna hop on the ranch lot shuttle, which is gonna take us to where we parked, which is free after 1 p.m. But you're also gonna notice there's Start buses and Salt Lake Expresses that'll take you back to town, as well as the Stilson lot shuttle, which is the free parking lot, which you can go in and they'll shuttle you from Stilson lot over to the resort. As we ride on the ranch lot shuttle, we are gonna pass the bodega, which is similar to the G stores, and they're famous for their sloshies. The ranch lot shuttle is gonna drop you off out here where there is tons of parking, but if you get here early in the day, it will fill up. So make sure to get here early, and depending on the amount of people that you have in the car, but you can park here with 4 people for free or after 1 p.m. for free. When you're driving on the ranch lot shuttle, you're also gonna drive past Call of the Wild dog sled tours. Is exactly what it sounds. We love them. Going on a dog sled tour is pretty much a once in a lifetime experience, and they offer it to you right here in the village. And then once you get dropped off at the ranch lot, what I think may be the best hidden gem of Teton Village is a sneaky little restaurant out here known as Teton Thai. This is my absolute favorite restaurant in the entire greater Jackson Hole area. And you might call me basic, but their pad thai is absolutely killer, and I always get a Thai tea. And that wraps up our walking tour of Teton Village. If we left anything out, please let us know down in the comments below. Thanks again to Helly Hansen for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for all your support. And as always, we'll catch you next time for another best day ever.
The only thing I'm worried about is that your mic is picking up your as I'm talking. But down here we have Cowboy Coffee. Take photos here as well, and it's really pretty. Teton Village is kind of shaped like a giant, bye, have fun. There he goes up the tram.